Good morning. It's still Adoatv AM Ghana show, and it's me with you, Lady Julia, to continue the program from our news. If you have been with us, yes, you were watching excerpts of Baumier's address on digitalization in Ghana. Yes, I had parts of things to do with e-pharmacy, e-commerce, and all that. The Ghana card especially is the talk of the morning. But not to eat too much of the soup before it is time. We'll leave that to the guys and to our political hosts and, of course, the communication reps of the NDC and NPP afterwards. But with me here, I'm going to do the newspaper headlines for you. But you know, we can't do that without taking a cue from our sponsors. And a little message I have for you this morning is love to the best. Love to the best. Make sure that in all you do today, love will lead you and let love be your guide. So with that, I will be back after this commercial, very short commercial break to do the newspaper headlines. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. For staying tuned. I'm bringing you the newspaper headlines as promised, and I have with me the daily graphic. Remember, today is the Wednesday, the 3rd of November, and I'm reading issue number 21,735. The screaming headline here for the daily graphic, Truth and Accuracy Every Day, says, honor your pledges. Honor your pledges. President tells wealthy nations. I'll take a little excerpt from that. Wealthy nations have been asked to honor their commitment to make available $100 billion US annually to assist poorer countries fight against climate change. Speaking at the UN Climate Change Conference, that's the COP26 in Glasgow, Scotland yesterday, President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo said honoring the pledge would help less endowed countries chart a path out of, I'm continuing on page 3, the devastating impact of climate change. We are naturally very disappointed by the failure of the wealthy nations to honor their commitment of making available $100 billion US annually to poorer countries to assist us in the fight against climate change, and by the unavailability of technology transfer that will help us find sustainable ways of charting a path out of this existential crisis, he said. So that will be it for me. I think there's more what Africa's headache is, the threats we have perhaps as a nation or as a continent, the continent Africa, and also exploitation of our resources. And there is more on page 3 for a further read on this particular topic. Again, we have Ghana card to become e-passport by first quarter of 2022. That's coming from Dr. Baumia Aviv. Yes, Ghana card to become e-passport, and the story continues on page 14. I think this is for all of us. So those that have not gotten their Ghana card yet, or if you have one issue or the other for which your Ghana card cannot be used, it is an advice to you to move on, move forward. I want to take a little on it as it's going to be the major topic for today. By the end of the first quarter of 2022, the Ghana card will be recognized globally as an electronic passport and can be read and verified in all international civil aviation organizations, that's ICAO, complaint borders. So this means the Ghana card, which is a unique biometric identification card, will be accepted as an e-passport in 197 borders globally and 44,000 airports in the world. When this happens, holders of the Ghana card will be allowed to board any flight to Ghana by just showing the ID card, by just showing the Ghana card. So that's a little gist. I hope I have given you an appetite on this. So there's more to it. Of course, it's a full page. Yeah, it's a full page story. So please grab a copy of the Ghana Daily Graphic, I should say. 2022 budget will regain investor confidence. That's coming from, yes, Edu Boahene, and the story again is on page 16. 2022 budget will regain investor confidence. Don't under-declare incomes for better pension. Don't is there. So we under declare our incomes so that we have better pensions. That's what he is saying. So if you think you know that it also takes a toll on your incomes, your pension. So SNIT is advising employers, please go ahead and do the right thing. With this, I will go for a very, very short commercial break. Sorry, don't go anywhere. I'm still here with me, Lady Julia, on AM Ghana. I'll be right back.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Malaria and tea. You are yet more bono. Malaria, therefore, yao. Enti awo. I shouldn't the customers. Well, when say mammy, I am smart. I perceive Malakio. I'm man the buyer or the eco school. Share. Say a Janisi berry market ni malaria and tea. I want to mean. And smell how Emma when we are at war. So we have malaria test. Maybe we want. Betua and the Sibi Malagio. Yedinuna, Hahama, and Naki Carbom Asoneso, I Sibi Malagio. And no way so dear, and I don't grow. I yet tata shit.
A drawing near my appeal for a party a woman for any quada won't feed me.
Susiana, what would you with you?
FD Ashusha Sa a Jedi and Kratoimu Adia to Musa.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 05092 57754 0209494 or visit our marketing decks at Stepwork premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Thank you for staying tuned there. Sorry, there was a small technical hitch, and that's why we had to go on that commercial break. I'm glad that you did stay with us. So I'll continue from where I stopped with the daily graphic, and I'm jumping straight into the middle spread. I still have a story here coming from the UN COP26. It's saying, former president again will plant 20 million trees to restore lost forest cover. That's coming from our president. As I said earlier, he's talking of deforestation and forest degradation, yes, in the country. So with specifics there for Ghana, we'll plant 20 million trees to restore lost forest cover. And also in the middle spread, we have ISA. That is the Institute for Statistical, Social and Economic Research of the University of Ghana, Legon, has advised the government to resist the temptation to turn to the usual victim, that is, new taxes, to raise more revenue in the 2022 budget. And I can't agree more on that issue. We are paying too many taxes. We don't want any new taxes there. So the last story on this middle spread says our input must be factored into the Songo Lagoon development. That's coming from the residents. And we have a picture of Mr. Stephen Quay, a technical expert in salt mining. And he's using a map there of the Songo Lagoon to demonstrate challenges that they are facing as a company. That's the Electrochem Company Limited. Okay, on the back page, yes, another sad news there. And if you watched a little discussion with Madame Pearl from the National Road and Safety Authority yesterday, she talked about this yesterday, and it's here in the news. 6 burnt to death in the Ekumadan accident. 6 burnt to death in a Kumadan accident. We are told there are many more injuries also there. President commiserates with the families. I don't want to read further on that. I'll leave it untouched. The FDA urges public to report suspected vaccine side effects. Report suspected vaccine side effects. And there is more on that story. It says, the little I'll get, regulators from 65 countries are encouraging healthcare professionals, that's on the National Immunization Program staff, as well as patients and caregivers, and also families, to report any side effects of the vaccines, including the COVID-19 jabs. As to who to report this to, the story has it. So it's on the back page of the daily graphic, and that's how I'll wrap up with the daily graphic. And with wrapping up on that, I'm jumping straight into the new crusading guide. And of course, on the front page, Ghana scores another first in sub-Saharan Africa as National e-pharmacy is in the offing for us, and the VIP had this to say yesterday. Again, Asamanka say on time bomb. Asamanka say on time bomb. Eastern Regional House of Chiefs Registrar illegally gazettes self-acclaimed chief. Okay, so there's more to that on page 10. Also, a report on that accident, 6 burns, 22 in critical condition, and the story is on page 10. Dokua assists Mangwase schools with computers. Dokua assists Mangwase schools with computers. And Nana Ekufuado on yesterday says we'll combat climate change but protect Ghana's development as well. And that story is on pages 3 and 10. So I'll jump straight to sports. The sports crusade on the penultimate page. Nobody asked me to play for free. Nobody asked me to play for free, and that's coming from Messi, and he speaks out on his Barcelona exits. Ghana Women's Premier League to start on December 17th, and the first ever First Ladies Cup to be launched today. Okay, and that's it for the new crusading guide. What does the daily guide have to say? Their biggest story is on the drubbing MCE's case, and it says drubbing MCE in bribe scandal, and he's been arrested by the police. So we have a picture of him. I'll say a not so good picture of Alex Safo Kantanka, aka Aluta. Ghana card to become e-passport. That's an excerpt from the VIP's address yesterday, and that story is on page 3 of the daily guide. Road carnage, 23 perish in 2 days. So I guess is adding the 6 from yesterday's and then the 17 from last 2 days. That's a rather bad record just for 2 days, and the story is on page 6. It has a picture of the bent bus down there. Again, President Ekufuado Nana makes Ghana's position on climate change clear, and that is on page 3. 10,000 CCTV cameras being installed. I will believe that because I'm seeing cameras at very strange places of late, especially at Dome. Cameras virtually everywhere in Ashoman Estate, everywhere, and I do pray that it does do a lot of good, deterring certain crimes that would easily have gone on at certain places. On the back page, sports as usual. Coleman rejects Basa payoff. Blatter and Platini charged with fraud. Yes, you heard that right. And we have pictures of the two right there. Conte takes over Tottenham, and Swag name top performers for 46th Awards Gala. And that's a wrap up for the daily guide. I'm jumping to the most authoritative newspaper. That's the Ghanaian Times. Will continue climate change combat. We will continue climate change combat, but won't abandon use of natural resources. That's coming from our president, and the story is on page 16. Again, 6 burnt to death, 16 others injured in road crash at Ofinso in Kenankaso. Hey, I hope I got that right, too. And it's on page 17. VIP lays wreath lights perpetual flame in honor of 11 fallen police officers. In honor of 11 fallen police officers, and that's on page 18. I witnessed actually what could have been a fatal accident for a motor rider who was a policeman. So a policeman on a motorbike this morning was a miss, and a good miss at that as well. DVLA wins 2 awards at the GIITA night, and that story is on page 7. A little on the middle spread, GES receives 70,000 pence donation from BIC. Write it. If you want to write it, well, write it with BIC. That's on the middle spread, and we have more on the road carnage, 6 burnt to death, and also on the UN COP26. On the back page, Electrochem urged to operate by their master plan. Operate by the master plan. A picture of Mr. Stephen Quay, and that has to do with the Songo Lagoon, right there. NRSA trains tricycle riders and owners in Tadi. So Chief Superintendent Sokpa addressing the participants. A picture also there, and a little on sports. I'll do local sports for this one. Women's Premier League kicks off in December 17, and we're all set for Tamale Marathon on Saturday. Are you? I don't think I'll be there. Tamale is too far. Otherwise, I would have partaken of that. I'm very sure I would have won as well. Take Hearts FC. Prepare. Is it Take? Am I making a mistake with that? Okay, I think it's either Take Heart or Take. Hearts FC. Prepare for new challenge. And FIFA assures Ghana of fairness in the upcoming World Cup, all the World Cup qualifiers. And that will be it for the most authoritative newspaper, the Daily Statesman. The screaming headline, the Ghana card to become an e-passport. Of course, it's from the VIP's address yesterday. As Ghana makes massive gains in digitization agenda, climate change, Ghana's development, all too important. President to world leaders. That story is on page 2. And the bus accidents, the bus on fire, we have a picture right on top there. And the story is on page 3. I want to go to the middle spread, see if it has something different. Okay, that wouldn't be anything different. So to the back page, Antonio Conte from his camp, he says Tottenham appoint former Chelsea boss Antonio Conte as new manager. So we hope that does do good or bring in good news for Tottenham Hotspurs. Fight talk. It does boxing no favors. Is Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury good for the sport? We are being told it does boxing no favors. For more, for boxing lovers, it's on the back page of the Daily Statesman. And that's how I quickly do it for the Daily Statesman. The last, but obviously not the least, because I do love the Chronicle, the Umkhonto Wesizwe, Spear of the Nation. The screaming headline, Akufo-Addo talks tough at UN climate change confab. Where is the $100 billion you promised Africa? Where is it? Nasikano where he asked US, Britain, France, and others. A very good question. We need that money. We need it. We need it, especially where climate change is concerned. Ghana card to become e-passport next year. The VIP, coming from the VIP in his address yesterday. I killed in self-defense. Talking of crimes, there's one here I killed in self-defense. Unfortunately, there is no reference, so I can't search for that particular. But when you buy a copy and it's all yours, you can do justice to that story. We have court dismisses jealous lovers appeal. Court dismisses jealous lovers appeal, and it's on page 2. A story of Chantel Nunekpeku. Okay, so her story is there. It's on page 2. I think you can grab a copy, but on the back page on sports, sights and sounds of Ghana Premier League Week 1. Lots of pictures there. Lots and lots of pictures that I believe I can fly is one caption. The Neymar effect. No pepper, no problem. Zubari Ibrahim steps up for King Faisal. A whole lot there. So just grab a copy of the Chronicle, but I will not end the newspaper headlines without the quote from the Chronicle. Then this quote is from Ecclesiastes 5:5. It is better that you should not vow than that you should vow and not pay. And that would be one we would send to US and to Britain as we ask Nasika no wahe. And that's a wrap up. We'll go for a quick commercial break. I will be back with more. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned as we delve deep into the issues that make the headline, that which concerns you and concerns me. We'll be right back after this break.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Malaria nti abayi waye juma bono. Malaria therefore yao. Enti awo ahire ne customers ni. Wahu ne se maami aye smart. Ape CB Malakio. Amma ne baya odi ko school. She se aduane si berry market chi ani malaria nti a onti mi.
And now Emma will be around to walk. So we have malaria test. Maybe one. And Trebetua and the CB Malakio. You do not. And now I can't bomb a son so I CB Malakio. And no way so there. And I don't grow. And yet that shit.
A drawing near my appeal for about a woman for any quada won't you fear
Susiana. Well, how would you win?
FD Ashesha Sa a Jedi and Kratoimu Adia to Musa.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 05092 57754 020 9494 258 or visit our marketing decks at Step Work Promises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
CB makeup now. I'm correct. Why your best mankasa?
That's it.
Who any more? Oh, middle. You capsules back on CB men capsules. Me see CB men capsules in America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the dada. And one year packaging I the
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any bianza wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada go di fie do ye. En ka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man be man tamase.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aje edwedin ka to yato.
Malaria nti aba yi waye juma bono. Malaria defo ya o. Enti awo ahire ne customers ni. Wahu ne se maami aye smart. Apa CB Malakio. Amma ne ba ya odi ko school. She se aduane si berry market chi ani malaria nti a ontimi ni.
Onia and now Emma when be around to walk. So we have malaria test. Maybe one. And better wa and the CB Malakio. Ye didn't know na and now kick out a son so I CB Malakio. And no one so there. And I don't grow. And yet that shit.
A drawing ye ma appeal for about a woman for any kwada won feed
Susanna. Well, how would you win?
FD ahwehwe saa ejedi enkrato yi mu agye atomu se enye.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Step Work Premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety, offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Now on Adoatv, where we bring good things to life. Talking about bringing good things to life, we have, you know how Ghana is now. We are listening to, or we are hearing a whole lot, especially today on a Wednesday, midweek, and we're hearing so much from here, from there. Yes, Baumia said his, yes, and the president has a lot to say also yesterday on climate change, on a UN COP26. But we are here right now because of some pertinent issues within the nations. We want to delve into them. We want to discuss them so that you there can make or take. You either make your decisions or you take something out from here. So with me, I can't do this by myself, of course. So I have some honorable gentlemen here on the AM Ghana show, coming from the communications teams of both major parties in the country, for the NDC and for the NPP. So I have with me here in black suit, yes, the Honorable Kingsley Amaleba. Mr. Kingsley, good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored. And how are you doing?
I can't complain.
All right, and then right next to him is also Mr. Bernard Amom. Mr. Bernard, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And how are you?
By God's grace, I'm doing well.
We thank God. We thank God. We thank God for your lives. How is the weather? How is everything treating you, Mr. Amom?
Oh, it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, of course. Everything is fine.
Okay. Okay. Speak a little louder for me.
Oh, okay.
So, because
everything is fine by God's
okay,
grace.
because my people need to know your position. They need to feel that you are with them. You know. Mr. Maliba,
I'm okay.
Your people want to know, your constituents,
see,
they want to know how the weather, how everything is treating you this morning.
Let me say good morning to you and to my good friend here
Morning,
in your
you're
crew,
welcome.
and to the good people of Upper East, and particularly in Panel constituency, and to our MP, Honorable Lydia. Special greetings to the leadership of the National Democratic Congress, particularly Alhaji Sheriff Abdul Nasiru, who is a NEC member of the NDC. You see, my brother cannot respond, and as you can see, his confidence in responding to your question is very mild. It is so because if you look at situations in the country, the happenings in the country, the leadership, the attitude of government, and the behavior of government doesn't inspire confidence. So, in the midst of this mismanagement and quagmire, the unmitigated hardship, look, I have been to Makola a couple of times within this week. We are just 3 days in the week, okay? And I've been there from Monday, even till now when I was coming, I passed there. The Makola is not the usual Makola we used to know.
What do you mean?
The place is virtually empty. Go there and see. You understand? We have less than approximately 1 month, 1 week or two to Christmas. Ideally, and in good times, where citizens are happy, if people are happy, if the life of people are good, it reflects in their cheerfulness in their eyes and their willingness to buy, especially at this time when the year is ending. Is that what we see? No. There's general despair, general despondency, general hopelessness. In the midst of all this situation, what we are being washed up with is President attending international conference like climate change matters and found sleeping and snoring in public. renting private jet, bathing in air, at the same time, flying slave queens, as we've been seeing in recent times. So, if you look at this, how can someone from government, like my brother sitting here, be bold enough to respond before the cameras and tell the people that all is well? He can't. Especially where they promise NAPCO trainees. But the same people here, they're the most deceptive people in this world. And indeed, when they are lying, Satan quickly look at them and became amazed. You know why? You don't create jobs by printing T-shirts and put it on the neck of students, how do you call the young guys, to march at the Black Star Square for you to claim to have created 100,000 jobs. NAPCO. What has happened to NAPCO? They will asked to go home. But the senior minister and now senior advisor to the president, a portfolio which doesn't exist anywhere in our constitution, came to tell us the public sector is full and people have to be kicked off. But he was able, the fullness of the service allowed him to create a juicy portfolios, two, one at NCA and one at National, how do you call it, Senate, and gave it to his sons.
What?
And at the same time, family and friends, family members are being packed up in government who are licking their fingers left, right, center. The Ghanaians are being told to go home and rest because there is no job. The public sector wage bill.
That's how
we thank them so much for what they are doing.
uses his
but the day of accountability,
the
day of accountability, was
so,
not with us.
Mr. Bernard, yes,
Mr.
Bernard, just your.
I did that within 1 minute.
Mr. Bernard, do yours.
These are my preliminary remarks anyway.
Okay, that's
and I did that within 1 minute. Don't go beyond.
Your time is counting.
Course.
I mean,
in fact, first and foremost, I'll extend my warm greetings to my Member of Parliament, Sylvester Tete. He's doing a wonderful job. Botiano English, a man from constituency. Like I said the other time when I met you on the show, I said the NDC have a very difficult job. In the sense that, in fact, when you are given the opportunity to even greet, they go around, talk about how supposedly the economy is difficult, how one is not able to answer questions because the economy is not good and one is not able to defend. I've always said that this country has seen beyond pettiness in politics. We have seen beyond unnecessary ranting, in quote, in the sense that if you take, listening to my brother, he mentioned Mokola, I just walked through the market and the people are going on, businesses are ongoing. And if businesses are slow, there are a lot of reasons why they are slow. It's not because government is not delivering. If you look at the economy, all indicators do point that this government and the way it's handling the economy is geared towards improvement and development. And all the figures, there's not a single indicator that proves that this government is not doing well. Even the issues of exchange rate, we'll talk about and all those things. Hardly do they have a better record than the MPP. Now, go straight to the issues where he did raise. The government is not managing the economy well. The government is not able to run the country well. The president is traveling. This matter has been settled here. And I believe that this matter is not supposed to even be talked about because presidents do travel. And it's part of the work of a president is to travel. We had a certain president who traveled outside just to go and take an honorary degree. Yes, we had a certain president. He knows him. He was his former president. In fact, our former president, John Mahama. We know how much it cost the president to have entertainment on the presidential jet. We know. So let's not somebody come and sit here and claim that indeed in their issue was better. We are saying that we are running the country better than they did. And if they have anything they can do, they should just throw their support. Pray. We won't fail. We will deliver because you've promised the people. And we know what promises. Okay. We are not the people who promise 200 and something senior high schools and at the end built 23. No, we are not those kind of people.
Okay, so talking about the issues that it's actually everywhere this week, since Monday, I think, especially because we heard of it, what happened on Sunday. I'm talking about the MP for Medina, Honorable Francis Xavier Sosu. Yesterday, there was an update on his case, and he had this to say. I just want to read a little excerpt, and then we'll allow them to touch on it each. Maybe I'll give you 2 or 5 minutes. We'll see how that goes. Allegation against me are manufactured by the police. That's coming from Francis Xavier, Honorable Francis Xavier. The MP has insists that police has nothing to investigate about the demonstration. Sosu also says that he will sue Ghana Police Service against their needless attacks. Embattled member of Parliament for Medina constituency, Francis Xavier Sosu, said that until the police released a press statement on October 31st, 2021, the police never told him the reason for their invitation. According to him, allegations of his involvement in the unlawful blockade of roads and destruction of public property were false. He says these allegations by the Ghana police are manufactured by the security personnel just to shift attention from key issues raised during a protest he led on October 25th, 2021. I want to place on record that this is the first time the Ghana Police Service is disclosing the reason for their invitation and their attempted unlawful arrest. That any allegation of the police about my involvement in unlawful blockade of road and destruction of public property is false and an afterthought carefully manufactured by the police to shift attention of the people of Ghana from the key issues of bad roads raised by our protest and demonstration, he said. Okay, so I think that will be enough for it. So I want us to delve into this particular issue. We heard about his arrest, the supposed letter coming from the Speaker of Parliament, as well as to as in denying the police from arresting him and all that, and now this. Bernard, from your end, I don't know what you have to take, but I want us to be very, very strict on this issue, devoid of, it is a political show, but I want us, in trying to educate our public or the masses, those that are watching us, what should be the right way? What is the right and necessary step? What went wrong? And what would be your advice, if there is any, to the police or to the MP?
Okay, so I'll start by reading a quote from Francis Xavier himself.
Okay.
People who defend a corrupt status quo are equally corrupt and beneficiaries of the corrupt status quo. A collapse of said status quo is a collapse of the grand cartel. Arise, Ghana youth. Until you become angry enough, you cannot change a corrupt regime.
Okay.
I think this he wrote 17 hours ago on a Twitter platform. Usually the MPs being arrested has some issues concerning constitutionality. And I would not go into that tangent because I'm not a lawyer. But I do understand that if the Constitution in one way or the other sees all human beings equal, then if I, Bernard, sitting here, can be arrested for offenses similar to the supposed one that, or the alleged one that Honorable has committed, I'm sure there's a way that Honorable too has to be brought to the book. Granted, whatever allegations that has been peddled against him is true. In the sense that, you have every right to demonstrate as a person. If you want to demonstrate, in fact, you are supposed to. It is not compulsory. You are supposed to inform the police. The police will guide you, especially when you are doing your demonstrations. You are advised to go see the police. They will give you the route you are supposed to take, so that in your attempt to demonstrate, which is your right, you don't end up infringing on somebody's right to movement.
Okay. You
understand? So this is how I understand it, and from that perspective, I do understand that during his demonstration, and maybe for to call on government to fix the roads in his constituency, it ended up in a chaos way where they had to burn ties, block roads, and we know all these things are not right. You can't burn ties to obstruct movement in your quest to demonstrate. And I'm sure he did write to the police to seek for...
Yes, he did.
Yes, of course, he did.
The facts.
And I'm sure he did not write in there that he was going to burn ties. Yes.
Well, I don't have a copy of his letter.
No,
so.
but because it wouldn't, in fact, then there would be a problem. It wouldn't even be allowed in the first place.
Okay.
Nobody is allowed to burn ties on a road that you are not the only person who uses that road. So these are some of the things. And from the information we are getting, is that the police tried. They invited him earlier. He went to Speaker. Speaker wrote to the police. I think the police wrote to Speaker, and Speaker wrote back that he can't allow.
Sorry to do this interjection, but you know, you are trying to. It's like you were giving a timeline of the account. So I felt there were some portions that were missed, and I want to just fit them there. So he did write to the police. The police did give him the go ahead. So the demonstration started, but we know that whenever we write to the police are also they are part of the demonstration, because so we know that there were policemen there. And in fact, in his statement, he does state that the policemen were there right from the beginning to the end, and there were no. If there was chaos, I don't want to poke my nose into whether there was chaos, whether it was a right chaos or a wrong chaos, or what the police had to say, or what did they do, or what didn't they do, or what did they have to do. But after all has been said and done, if nothing, there was no arrest or anything at the particular place where there was chaos and where there was the presence of policemen, why then the aftermath do you come?
I think it wasn't the aftermath, because I think during the demonstration they tried to arrest him, and then from the information I've gotten, it looks like he together with the police, his personal police man, fled the scene. And his attempt to flee the scene, he nearly knocked some two policemen down with his car. I think that's the information out there by the police service. You understand? So, well, this matter has been dragged for too long, especially on the immunity MPs enjoy. Because, in fact, even the Sunday, supposed arrest on Sunday, it's also attributed to the, it's being communicated as that he was doing parliamentary duty on a Sunday, and hence he can't be arrested. Well,
and the police also has come out to tell us they were not there to arrest him. And
so
I don't know if we can bring in the parliamentary
the issue
immunity.
Is that, I've been following the story. In fact,
okay.
Honorable Sam George did mention that the police should respect the immunity the parliamentarians are enjoying, based on the supposed arrest on Sunday. You understand?
Yes.
So he brought that matter in. That is why I'm able to speak to that. It's not because I'm not cooking any issue up here. So in that interest, it becomes very, 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 very difficult. And it's not clear. Now I'm hearing the police is trying to take the matter to the Supreme Court to clearly define when and how an MP who has allegedly committed any crime can be arrested. I'm sure that is a welcoming news for all of us.
But we already know that the process, because yesterday we deliberated with one judge, I think retired also, or lawyer, and he did tell us this, that there are procedures to be followed. There are procedures to be followed, and that is a clear-cut or clearly written procedure that you have to take a letter, you have to seek the Speaker of Parliament, go to him, and then he will give you the right. Also, if the police already knows this, unless I'm to be corrected on that particular one, if the police already knows this, why didn't they just do that simple? Because even if you as a parent,
I'm sure you know the police wrote the letter and gave it to Speaker, and Speaker rejected that he was not going to allow.
Exactly. So
that then, ends it. Granted, that member of Parliament has killed somebody. I'm just saying, accident, anything can happen. And then I write to Speaker.
I'm very sure that the weight of the crime also matters.
Really?
I'm very sure.
Granted, I Bernard, I'm also sitting here, goes to do that demonstration, I'll be arrested.
That's what I'm saying, that I'm sure the weight of the crime also, I mean, it is also considered. In this case where it is not the death of somebody, it is not, is it an emergency issue? Is it? Yes, that's because I remember we touched on that.
What is emergency?
We know what emergency is. I think we can. I think when it comes to emergency,
this is police, and they are saying that whatever he did there had a problem. In fact, it caused some nuisance to someone. Hence, they are going to arrest him. And they've written to Speaker. And Speaker is telling you that I can't give the person to you for you to arrest, because Speaker, what you are saying, because Speaker has decided that this matter is not weighty enough. It's not fair, because the police, whoever you are, if the police, aside the president, I'm told, if you're a member of Parliament and an allegation is leveled against you, you have to go and clear yourself.
Let's quote the Speaker very well, because I believe that he has that privilege as well. I think everybody deserves to be quoted for exactly what they said. Well, the speaker didn't say that the matter. I am the one who
No,
is
no,
saying.
no, I didn't say that.
Yes, so
No,
the speaker did not say that the issue is not weighty enough.
No, that was the exam.
Yes.
The explanation you were giving.
I gave,
and then
yes. So let's
based
not,
on that,
let
that's
me
why
be
I'm saying
responsible
that.
for mine, and then let the speaker
Okay.
be responsible
So
for
what
his.
I'm
Let's
saying
go.
is that I think it is not that clear. If it were clear, we all know the police did write a letter to the speaker, and then the speaker also wrote back telling them he won't allow.
Still building on the timeline. Was that before the Sunday arrest?
No,
it wasn't before.
I think the letter was before the Sunday.
So then why was the police then present in his church?
But the police said they were gathering intelligence. They said no attempt was made to arrest him.
Okay.
So, well, you see, we have two information here. The only place, and they are all allegations, the only place we'll be able to come to the conclusion that this is true is the court.
Okay.
So, like I said, I've picked some information that police is heading towards the Supreme Court to have a clearly defined, and then the Supreme Court to be able to explain how the do's and don'ts and how the police is supposed to go about this matter. So if we welcome the idea, the Supreme Court comes in and then clearly defines how it's supposed to be done. I'm sure they are not above the rules as MPs.
No
it's
one
just
is
that
above
they are enjoying some immunity and it has to be clearly defined.
Yes, yes. Thank you for that. Mr. Maleba, Kingsley.
Yes. Before I come to Sosu, my brother made a preposterous claim here, and I need to put that matter to rest. He said NDC performed poorly when we were in office.
Yeah.
And to them, the economic record is superfluous. If that is the case,
said it can be compared to you.
Please. As we speak, NDC left the city to dollar ratio as 3.7.
That's not true.
Okay?
That's
3.7.
That's not fact.
3.7. Now, they sometimes even claim that as at 31st December 2016, it was 4 cities. Granted, that was 4 cities. How much is it now? The city to dollar is 6.12. How much was the fuel price at the time NDC was leaving office? Per gallon. Today,
but we know that there are issues of inflation that
please, let's put inflation aside. Even if you bring those indices in, to me, I don't use inflation that much. Not that it doesn't matter, it matters. But inflation can be deliberate government policy to influence a certain economic outcome and decision. Government can intentionally increase inflation to achieve a certain economic target. Government can also reduce inflation purposely to achieve same. You understand?
I understand, but
and
now
inflation are determined by supply and demand forces. When supply exceeds demand, there will be surpluses. Inflation will decline. But when demand exceeds supply, inflation will rise. You understand? Because of shortages. In any case, if you look at the advent of this government in office, what have they done in terms of tangible and reasonable economic policies which have brought a relief on the people of Ghana? Have they done that? We'll have another time to talk about the economy. Okay. But you see, reading the publication from Ghana Web that to set the record straight, I feel extremely shocked and very ashamed for the Ghana Police Service by allowing themselves to be used as a diversionary tactics machinery. Why? Every citizen of this country has the right to demonstrate. And Article 21, right to demonstration is unfettered. You sit here engaged in conjectures. The 5th October and said, we are going for demonstration. No. You don't go to the police. They did. When the Public Order Act complied fully, it was. In the course of the demonstration, did the police command, regional or district police command, send a team to provide security for the demonstrators? Yes, they did. Were they there from the beginning to the end? They were. So what extraordinary thing went on that the police don't have evidence about? The officers there, what were they doing? And for your information, when demonstration is taking place, apart from the uniformed men, there are CID officers who may even dress as the demonstrators, sometimes including BNI officers, who are in the midst of the protesters gathering information. So what information again do they need that they don't have? Now, and we are told that Sosu is evading the law. Evading what law? Where there is no explicit crime committed,
But we are told there is the burning.
Look at this.
The burning.
If there is no explicit crime committed, where arises that crime allegedly claimed?
Is it really claimed? I think we saw videos of the burning.
Please. Since when the ban of ties became a crime in this country?
Well, they did in the middle of the street. They blocked the street.
I participated in demonstrations. In fact, I have participated in many demonstrations in the country.
Where you block the streets
outside Accra.
You block the streets and you burn.
Block the streets. We don't block the street as they
But if you burn.
When you were talking, I was here. Please, rest with the quiet. Where lies the burning of ties became a crime. And indeed, the police as at that time did not tell Sosu and his compatriot the reason they're inviting them. Let me tell you something. MPs are not just ordinary citizens. Likewise, ministers and government officials, for that matter. There is a reason, and of course, explicit reason, why in the Constitution and Article 115, it provides for parliamentary immunities. And 116, 117, 118, and to the extent 112, yes. So, and 122, that's Article 122, clause 1 there down, provide an explicit reason why MPs are even guided from appearing before court when they are going to parliament or even service of sermons. There's a reason for that. As members of parliament belonging to the legislative arm of the government, if you need an MP, the procedure is that you write to formally inform the speaker. And the speaker, upon examining the details of your request, will then release that MP to the said authority and for the purpose by which that invitation is extended. And indeed, in recent times, when Dr. Kwabena Donko and others were wanted by the by the Yoko, they were released. And the speaker allowed them to come to parliament and interrogate them and take every statement they want from them inside the speaker's conference room.
Yes,
Did they do that? They didn't do it. The police want to flex their muzzles. And the rumble style and behavior by which they are exhibiting this uncouth character or attitude make the police organization become so ridicule. It is like that party is becoming too overzealous to please his appointer, who is the president. In any case, recently, there's an issue involving, a lady and then the president and other things. The question is, did the police looking for an avenue to ventilate this pressure on the president and the government by using Sosu case as diversionary tactics? And then people are very good when it comes to plotting needless issues to divert public attention. I'll give you a few examples.
So you feel this is a plotted
yes,
issue?
Yes, that's the way I think. I'll give you examples. There was a certain issue that came. It was very embarrassing on the government. In fact, that very week, the president went to Kumasi and cut the short for Kumasi Airport Phase 2 redevelopment project. A project that Mahama cut short for in 2016 before leaving office. The intent was to generate controversy. Recently, the Sputnik V scandal on Kokwejima Menu, what the government and the president do. He went and cut the sword for Agenda 111. Have you heard them talking about it again? Agenda 111 came to kill Kokwejima Menu Sputnik V scandal. We were then pushed to discuss non-existent project and leave the scandal to go scot-free. You remember, when Fix the Country movement decided to organize a demonstration in Takoradi, a week to the election, an alleged woman got mentioned, a pregnant woman. A day after the demonstration, that woman was found without the pregnancy. So the missing baby, the pregnancy, the baby, the pregnancy, the police, the husband didn't call. That became the focus. And the germane issues that the demonstrators raised in Takoradi and the country at large completely buried. It has been buried till now. And I can give you a litany of examples. So this, don't also forget that when during the days of Men's Gold, that Men's Gold saga became so pronounced and there were evidence of complicity of the president's wife, where Namwal used the money, the proceeds from the alleged crime to finance Rebecca Foundation. My boss, Sami Jemfi, did a press conference and raised the issues in their gory faces. That very evening, Ahmed Swale was killed.
I'm having
so
issues.
The following morning, Ahmed Swale became the topic.
We don't have evidence.
You don't have. I'm giving you evidence, so you don't have.
No. But
very well. Am I making this thing up? I'm not making this thing up.
No.
Google.
Yes. No. Yes.
Please.
Yes. I'll check up the #1 case as being Mr. Maleba. Mr. Maleba, you are presenting issues to viewers. So let's try and then swallow these morsels as they come, and let's make sure that we are swallowing them well.
I think it's talked past 5 minutes.
That's why.
Let me. It's taking time to cool down.
No, hold on for me. Just hold on for me, Mr. Maleba. When we talk about Sosu's issue, and you are saying that it's being used to kill something, I think that and you have, in fact, raised some examples as well. I do not, yes, this pregnant woman's case is something that, it is a fact, something that did happen. But how do we relate the two? I think that so far as there's been no evidence to relate these two issues, I think it would be very wrong for us to feed our audience and our viewers with this particular.
There was a similar case in Western Region. That woman was arrested and jailed less than a month.
And there is actually a similar issue that happened yesterday. Would we also relate it?
I am also told.
Would we relate it to any current issue that is happening?
I am dealing with a specific issue. I am dealing with a specific issue. And indeed, it's circumstantial evidence to the matter I have presented to you. That the day after the demonstrators have protested in central, how do you call it, in Takoradi, an alleged missing pregnant woman was found without the pregnancy. Wasn't that became an issue?
No, it was an issue with her.
Did we hear anything about the Fix the Country demonstration? We never heard anything. And the police came out to release a press statement. And if you read the press statement they released, it is very, very ridiculous. Listen to paragraph 5 says that stories circulating that some police personnel had been desperate to arrest the MP at the church today's Sunday, October 31st, 2021 are untrue. And hear them again, the paragraph 6. Any plain-clothes personnel found on the premises of the church may have been there for intelligence gathering purposes. 1, you haven't seen anybody there. 2, you are telling us that even if there were people, they were there to gather intelligence. What intelligence are they gathering? What intelligence?
Right.
Please, what?
So when you said that nobody went there, it's untrue. And 2, you are telling us that, in fact, they were there and they were there to gather intelligence. What intelligence are they going there to gather?
So I believe that
you are denying it. The other side, you are confirming it. The illogical inconsistencies and the ridiculous proposition. How do we take this? Look, the police, I keep maintaining that they have bruised their image. The image has been soiled so far. Okay. And Dampare doctor is trying to revamp it. Although, I still believe that regardless of what the police have done to themselves, they still remain, how do you call it? A reputable institution, because they are the primary source of contact relative to law enforcement. And I wish that we can have confidence in them once again. But regardless of the effort they are putting up, their own actions, conduct and behavior such as this is drawing them back. And we are even told that their target is President Mahama. Because the EC came and made a ridiculous allegations that President Mahama have said certain things happened during the election. It is out there, people know it. No certain President Mahama is making it up. And we are told that the target is to invite President Mahama and tell him, say, go home. We're investigating you for criminal allegations you've made. And that outcome, the conclusion will not happen. And then they will use it as a basis to deny President Mahama from picking the phone in 2024.
So viewers, Mr. Kingsley,
the earlier they bury it, the better. Because this country, we will never sit by for such a thing happening in this country.
We do dissociate as a TV station from the view, I mean, from the comments and the statements and the views of Mr. Kingsley Maleba.
They are very careful. I say it is being alleged elsewhere.
It is being alleged.
Provided. If that is what they are driving at,
so
then they shouldn't get that. They shouldn't get there at all.
I will give, since he went beyond his time, I will give the extra 2 minutes to Mr. Bernard Amu to.
Okay, so we're listening to my brother here. There are a group of people in this world called conspiracy theorists. What they do is sit down, cook up stories, do some additions, subtractions, and multiplications, and come out with a theory that this is explaining the phenomenon, what is happening here. That's what my brother is doing. Look, the Sputnik V vaccine issue had, in fact, a lot of time for discussions. We had a lot of time where we engaged, even myself and the number of TV stations I visited. I have been engaged in this particular matter. We've discussed it to the end of it. This matter went up and came and died by itself. Nobody sat somewhere. The government is not interested in pettiness. Maybe that is how they govern the country. This is pettiness, where you sit down, instead of doing the job you were voted for, you sit down and say, let me do this to confuse people, as if it is all based on unnecessary allegations. And I'm saying that here, today, I'm going to refer him. There's a social media platform, Conspiracy Theories. I will send him a link to join. You can't just sit here, do some additions and subtractions in the comfort zone of your own mindset and decide that this and this is the reason why what is going on is going on. This is actually unfair. Mentioning the first lady's names and all those things, it is highly unfair. And I'm not sure the NPP as a party engaged you and did this thing to you in 2016. It is highly unfair. And I'm saying that Ghanaians will rise above pettiness. This is quite petty. Go and talk about Mr. Francis Osu, and you are talking about First Lady. How is that even right in the first place? How does Francis Osu's matter relate to the First Lady? Okay, now back to Francis Osu's issue. He did read about a document from the police. The information that we all have is that the police said they did not go to the church to arrest Francis Osu, Honorable Francis Osu, and that if granted there was anyone there, that person was there to gather intelligence. How does that become a contradiction? How does it become a disgrace to the police? How? Yes, a policeman can come there, a CID, like he said, can wear a mufti and go there and gather whatever information he wants to gather. But the purpose of his going there was not to arrest the person. The police has made it clear. How do you sit here and add those informations together and say that the police is, I'm not quoting him, but try to cause confusion and then single out Mr. Dampare, Dr. Dampare, as the one behind, and that he's being sent by. Maybe that is how they sit and remote control the IGPs they put in office. But this is not how this IGP is working. We know the new job in MCE election. The police invited the man, so we understand. It is not like the government is sitting somewhere and then turning around the IGP anyhow they want. These are all part of his conspiracy theories, and we will not tolerate that here.
Okay. You will not tolerate that here.
Let
So
me-
let's I give you your food. I give you your food time.
You know
So
something? Argument of ad hominems must not be encouraged. Okay? and I take a huge exception when you allowed him to attack me and call me a conspiracy theorist, a propounder of conspiracy theories on this platform. It's very unfair.
okay.
Well,
So you
Is that supposed to be offensive? I don't think it's offensive.
Please.
I'll
This
give
is-
you.
This is a publication. Okay, this is a publication from mynewsga.com. In fact,
So what-
certain people are mentioned here. Say Chief Imam Rebecca Foundation, other beneficiaries of NAM1 charity must refund Luke Kokwaza. Rebecca Okufuado, the president's wife, is mentioned here.
So
What I said was
So what
No,
is
he
the
said that.
theory here?
How is it related to the
Francis
Francis?
Osu's matter?
Yes.
I made the point
So
that
let's.
Francis Xavier Sosu honorable issue might not be different relative to government actions in the past because it is a diversionary tactic.
Okay.
If not, Francis have said it explicitly clear. They haven't done anything warranting police investigations. Has the police give a reason? They say they destroy public property. Have they mentioned that particular property they have destroyed? Have they mentioned
If you go to a police station, you know.
You don't need to go there.
All
Let me
right.
see the
So
reason.
let's move away from this particular. Yes, that is how this issue gets everyone emotional. But let's move away from it and let's see what the VIP had to say, especially when it comes to the Ghana card. He said that the Ghana card is going to become an e-passport next year. He says plans are far advanced to set the Ghana card as an electronic passport. Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia has revealed that all things being equal, the electronic passport function of the Ghana card should be on stream after the first quarter of 2022. So, Mr. Malibu, I'm coming to you first with this particular one, and I believe you will respond to this for me, or about the e-passport. Do you see it as being feasible? Is this something that can, the Ghana card, first quarter of 2022?
First of all, let's put this on the back of our mind that Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, the Vice President, with all due respect, have been identified by Google as a serial liar of our time. And in fact, from the time immemorial, no one had been found of being so deception like the Vice President. This is very unfortunate because I feel quite embarrassed when the Vice President is described in that manner. But unfortunately, his own conduct, pronouncement, and faith promises have landed him that title. I am not an expert in IT.
Okay.
Neither am I an expert in passport, visa, and traveling issues. But I've never traveled anywhere outside Ghana, besides coming from my village down to Accra and going back home. Those who have travel experience, probably, and knows how the passport and the visa system works, can maybe speak detail to this matter. But I will try to look at it from the promises that the Vice President made in the past and going into the future, and whether or not the claim he has made now can stand the test of time. Okay. Don't forget, during the launch of MPP manifesto in Cape Coast, this same Vice President told the people of Cape Coast that he has a good news for them. And that good news was that they were going to build a harbor and the airport in Cape Coast. Down 1 year down the line after the elections, the very president on whose laps he stood or he sat on to make that promise to gather vote for him went back to Cape Coast and denied flatly that such a thing doesn't exist. Only for him to come back to Accra and shamelessly went on radio and apologized. Bawumia flop number 1. Don't also forget, the same Vice President told us that they are going to build toilets across all the nooks and crannies of the country. And indeed, within the first 2 years of MPP government in office, no community, and of course, no village in this country will have a toilet or a water problem. Interestingly, his own home village, Walwale, people don't have water to drink as we speak. Water. People cannot get water to drink. In his own home village. Let's put that aside. It was the same Bawumia who promised us that the MPP government was going to build a concrete road. What is here? Francis Xavier Honorable led a demonstration against bad road in his community. And you are hunting him using the police. In any case, he can tell us how many concrete road kilometers they have built in this country since they came to power. And he claimed we promised to build 250 senior high school. We built 123. Thank God we were able to build 23, which are visible for people to see. For your information, we started 122. We completed 79, finished 47, and handed over. Akufo-Addo went to Nyankpara UBS campus and promised us he's going to build 350 within 18 months. How many has he built? Can you tell us? When you are chewing the monkey hand, look at your own hand. Because the resemblance of the monkey hand to the human palm, you exercise caution when you are chewing it. The same Bawumia said, no. Now Ghana, we are leapfrogging. They're going to build sky trains linking all the cities in Ghana. My dear, have you seen a sky train in Ghana? Can you show me one? No sky train. And now, what did the Bawumia say? That look, they're going to allocate $1 million to every constituency per year. $1 million. Not a district. To the constituency. And he claimed that Mahama and his people are sitting on the money down in Accra. They don't allow the money to come down. So when they come, they are going to go up there, shake the tree for the money to trickle down. And that they are going to give $1 million. That will amount to $275 million every year. 5 years down the line. My brother, can you tell us how much have been sent so far? It proved to be false. Also, Bawumia claimed that they are vigorously pursuing industrialization program. What is that industrialization program they are talking about? The existing factories, you go to Exim Bank, a financial allocation created by President Mahama, you take monies, you give them to celebrities, and you give the rent to support your party members to set up their own sole sourcing companies, sole proprietorship companies, and you go there, cut short, commission them, and say they are one day so one factory. For where? Another scam. Don't forget that Dr. Bawumia also promised a reliable and effective internet services, Wi-Fi, for all secondary schools and for all universities, for all polytechnics and the tertiary institutions. Have they fulfilled that? They haven't. A lie. The same Dr. Bawumia said that no, they are going to implement policies to reduce the cost of doing business in Ghana. Whereas businesses, particularly those in the building industry, import duties alone is over 1 million. Is it 4 million Ghana cedis? When you are 400,000 Ghana cedis or 4 million Ghana cedis, when you are importing a clinker into the country, have they reduced the cost of doing business in the country? They haven't. Now, Dr. Bawumia also promised that they are going to involve private sector participation in the health services delivery in the country. Have you seen it? None. It doesn't exist. What about the hospitals they promised? Where are they? They haven't done anything. The same Dr. Bawumia said that within 100 days, they have arrested the city. They have taken the key. They have arrested the dollar, locked the dollar, and they have handed over the keys to then IGP, David Asantia Pietu. Given the manner he was relieved from post, I think he got angry. When he was going home, he went away with the key. So now the city is going everywhere without being able to be found. And they promised that every Ghanaian is going to have a bank account by the end of 2018. Interestingly, in Bawumia's own home country, his own home region, there's no bank. The only bank there is the GN Bank, which Ken Ofuriatta, in cohort with the Dr. Addison at the Bank of Ghana, have collabed with the Indian businesses, brought him down to his knees, and now GN Bank, the only bank that serves Dr. Bawumia's community, have been brought to eat meals. And therefore, the whole of Dr. Bawumia's home village, there is no bank. Now, Dr. Bawumia claimed that, in fact, they are going to supply water to every community within their first 2 years, like I indicated earlier, but they haven't done it. Now, he went to China and hit a 15 billion jackpot. What is that jackpot? What is the jackpot? He said, Sinohydro, 2 billion. What is the Sinohydro deal? And interestingly, the last budget they presented, 2021 budget, they didn't mention it in that budget. It took only a statement, not even a paragraph was dedicated to just a hydro deal. So, in the midst of all these things, how can one be able to believe that Dr. Bawumia is indeed a credible person whose statement can be taken so serious? Absolutely none. But you know something? They are talking about digitization. And talking about digitization,
This is the last 1 minute.
I'll pull out my agreement and I'll take you to page, is it 117 or so? NDC government realized that ICT, information and communication technology, have become one of the most cardinal areas in the global economy. So therefore, in order for you to build an economic environment that suits the 21st century, you need to invest hugely in IT infrastructure. In compliance to that and execution of that vision and the policy, President Mahama government spent no effort to make sure they build Ghana's economy, they build Ghana's infrastructure, ICT infrastructure, to be at par with our competitors in the global scale. So what did we do? The government built the Eastern Corridor fiber optic cable, spanning from Accra to Keta, from Keta through Yendi, Tamale, and all the way to Boko, Napanduri, Lincoln, Boko. They have given us a free access to internet. Besides that, we built, Kwame Nkrumah Circle, the digital center at Kwame Nkrumah Circle. Besides that, we built the Ghana Data Center, the biggest in the whole of West Africa. In addition to that, look at the, NCA headquarters at Airport Residential Area. In addition to that, we built ICT centers throughout all the districts in the country. We made a huge investment to ensure that we are able to build that digital environment that will promote ICT, that will enable students to learn, that will enable the business environment. People want to use internet to do business and everything. They're able to do it at ease. At the same time, we're ensuring the low cost of data. Now,
okay, so
when you buy data,
on that
you use internet. You are seeing you flipping your phone. You are using internet. When you buy 50 cedis, how many hours do you use 50 cedis? Me, I spend less than 100 cedis on data a week. More than 100 cedis. Why is it that the data has become so expensive? It has become expensive because, contrary to the promise of the MPP when in opposition to move Ghana from taxation to production, they have rather brought us from production to taxation. Now the cost of data is even more expensive than the cost of fuel.
Okay.
20% so when Baumia go out there, as usual, deliver this kind of speeches and make the promises, Ghanaians don't need long speeches. We don't need long talks. He still behaved like he was in opposition or he's in opposition.
Right. Okay.
What we need is action. Let your action speak and let Ghanaians affirm same. But the action is
that's it from Kingsley Amaleba. Mr. Bernard.
Okay.
Please take it for us.
Okay. First, I would like to start with what my brother ended. He says we don't eat digital addresses. You see, I'm tempted to say that the NDC as a party should not be brought to power. In fact, if you move them very far away from power, in the sense that the petty issues surrounding a good economy, they always miss the mark. You have a country, let me give you a picture about how this country was in 2016, before I proceed to talk about Dr. Baumia. We had a country that did not have a proper means of identification. We had a country that didn't have a proper labeling of houses or properties. We had a country before 2016. This was the situation here. We had a country that was so difficult to get a birth certificate. We had a country that was so difficult to get a passport. You had to do it manually. This was the issues in 2016. How do we solve this? We had a country where the TIN number, tax identification numbers of individuals, was a problem. We had very little, about 4% of our population having those numbers. You see, governance is not about muscle. It is not about always spewing pettiness. It is about brains. It's brains that develop a country. And I'm able to say this and strongly stand by it because Dr. Baumia has proved that it is indeed brains that we use to develop a country. They saw, in fact, Ghana CAT started under Kufuor's time.
Yeah.
They forgot about it, saw it as unnecessary. And in fact, he did also mention that 2008, fiber optics at Eastern Corridor, he should go and check his facts right. In 2008, That was when government initiated the Eastern Corridor fiber optic cable that they are claiming they did. Go and check Ministry of Communication on their website, 2008. It is not it can't be credited to the NDC. Now fast forward. He says that when you Google Dr. Bawumia is a serial liar. Google has identified Dr. Bawumia as a serial liar. This is so untrue, in the sense that this is an article linked to Honorable Ato Forson, who called the vice president a serial liar. Now, if I say something about you, granted it's negative or positive, I take my phone and I search. And as I scroll down, the Google is just a search engine. It is not a platform where you say Google says this. In fact, Google has not said anything. It is somebody who wrote that article. And that is why when you write that, when you search that, you are going to find that. So it is highly untrue. Google has never identified the vice president of the republic as a serial liar. Now, back to Dr. Bawumia and his person. You see, we had a country where it was difficult to even tax the ordinary citizen because the 10 numbers are very few. We had 4%. Now, it only took a vice president, head of the economic management team, to sit down. Didn't use money. Just sat down and said no. Now we have over 80 something percent of the public having the Ghana card. And the Ghana card had unique numbers. It's just simple. We don't have to go and form a committee to come and take any monies or find give a contract to anybody. Let's turn our Ghana cards into our 10 numbers. These are all unique numbers. And now we've moved from 4% to about 86% of Ghanaians who are having 10 numbers. It is not about muscle. It's about brains. Now come back to the issue that we are talking about. The Ghana card.
Yeah.
Recently I was sick. I went to the health insurance to renew my card. In fact, my card was misplaced. So I went there to get it. When I went there, they asked me, do you have a Ghana card? I said, yes. Okay. Then he asked whether I had my health insurance number. I said, don't. So he took my Ghana card, asked me to put my fingers on the identity, something to scan my fingers. And then he got my health insurance number, made me sit there. He took a picture of me. And then he just asked me to go and pay 27 cedis. After paying it, I got a receipt. He came back and told me that I'm done. I can use my Ghana card as health insurance card. This is the Ghana we have now. This is the country we have now. Now, a country that you don't have the means of proper identification, you are always going to suffer. How do you identify your citizens in the first place? For you to say you are bringing development to them. This is why we are, and in fact, in 2016, before 2016, you could hear Mr. John Mahama, former President John Mahama, going around telling Ghanaians that he's laying foundation. They did not lay any foundation. In fact, Dr. Bawumia asked them and queried that are they laying foundations of straw? Because there is no solid foundation. If we are now doing, if over how many, 60 how many years now? We are now doing Ghana card. We are now doing Ghana card. A simplest means of identification for ordinary Ghanaians. You come and sit here and tell me that Dr. Bawumia is a liar. We are not doing that. We have 86% coverage. How do you sit here, have the effrontery, when you did not see the wisdom in making sure Ghanaians have Ghana card? Now, Ghana card has a lot of features. Some of these features, in fact, none of the means of identification that we had then have it. I was at the program yesterday when the vice president spoke. What he said was that, you know, it's the Ghana card identifies whether you're a Ghanaian, right?
Yeah.
So you are in an airport, you are coming to Ghana. You can use what he's saying that we are. He even did mention, he gave some timelines, but I stand to. He said next year, hopefully next year, about 100 plus countries are going to accept the use of a Ghana card to identify you as a Ghanaian. Hence, if you are boarding back, you are coming. He didn't say you are using it for visa. Please, he never said that. So if you are coming back, you can use that Ghana card to identify that indeed I'm a Ghanaian. You understand? This is what we are talking about.
So let me read just that. It says, according to the Vice President, some 197 countries and 44,000 airports would accept Ghana's unique biometric identification card, the Ghana card, as an electronic passport for Ghanaians.
Exactly. Okay. So passport is not a visa. Yes. So now when we talk about Dr. Bawumia failed policies, like I've always said, development is about brains. It's not about muscle. It is not about printing a green book now that has projects that are non-existent. That is only familiar to you people. In the sense that what we are doing as a government, in fact, earlier he did talk about NAPCO. I think he did talk about NAPCO. I made that note down. That Dr. Baumia is a serial liar. He went to Cape Coast, said something about they having a harbor. The president said something else, and they later admitted that the president went to correct the statement. So how does that make Dr. Baumia a liar? Because he made the statement. The president said that wasn't the situation. The president, it wasn't Dr. Baumia who came back. It was the president who came back to say that after looking through the document, not knowing that it was captured in the manifesto, he didn't see it. Then you come and sit here and then say that Dr. Baumia is rather the liar. How? Is it even factual to say that? It is not true. You understand? Continuously, the NDC has demonstrated that they want to use any means to cling to power. But Ghanaians see them. We see them beyond their pettiness. We see them for who they are, always engaging in pettiness. They know that in the hands of His Excellency, the President of this country, they know in the hands of His Excellency, the Vice President of this Republic, that this country is geared towards proper development. This country is seeing proper development. You talk about Sino-Hydro. You said you are from the north. What is happening in Tamale? Of course, it's a Sino-Hydro project. Everybody knows that. So you can't tell me that nothing has come for Sino-Hydro. Hence, Dr. Baumia is lying. Sino-Hydro, the project is ongoing. The last time I checked, it's about 90-something% complete. So you can't come and sit here and tell us that Sino-Hydro has not. Go to PTC Takrade. The number of roundabout and roads, so Utum roads and Nanya roads, that has seen some facelift based on this Sino-Hydro agreement. So please don't sit here and then add figures like I always say. The conspiracy theories is not an insult, by the way. If I insulted you and you're offended, I apologize. But the truth of the matter is that you do not hold. There's a tree word, and I would like to speak. It says that upper three mountains were Beposwa. That is what is happening to them. You know, Kontomre cannot hold your weight. But because you are fallen, you want to hold on anything. And that is what the NDC is doing. The fact is that now Ghana is running the seized country. Seized country to do investment in the whole of Africa. What was the situation under NDC? So if you are claiming you do not see the things Dr. Baumia, leader of the economic management team of this government, is doing, well, the world has seen, and the world is telling you that now Ghana is placed the seized country to do business. In fact, Ghana has even taken, on the West Africans, Ghana has overtaken Nigeria. It's the first in Africa, West Africa, though. This is the situation we are seeing here. And you come here and say that and tell us, cleansing on Kontomre, holding Kontomre leaves, that it will support you. It will support you. The facts are always geared towards the side of the Vice President and the side of this government. We have demonstrated enough that we know what the economic, how to run an economy is. And we are doing just that. Now, to wrap up my submission, I would like to say that this government, and in its quest to see that the ordinary Ghanaians, in fact, you know, Madam, are you listening?
Yes, I am.
You know that what makes loans expensive is the risk attached to it. I'm an insurance person, I know. If you go and borrow, now you know the lending rate now. It is lower than before. The lending rate is lower than before, than 2016. I am telling you this because now, with the help of this Ghana card that he sat here and ended up that Ghana card, is that what? Trying to paint a picture that the digital address system is not important. If you're able to identify and have a Ghana card and your property is identified, now when you go and apply for a loan, the risk part of the loan is reduced for you because we know that you can't go anywhere. Anywhere you go, you are going to. And that is what we are doing. Right now, you use your Ghana card to register your mobile money. Let me give you a classical example. You register your mobile money or your SIM card, like we are doing now. You use the same mobile phone to borrow money. You understand? Like the quick loan thing that we do.
Okay.
You use the same phone to borrow money. Now, if you go to a bank that you want to borrow money, granted you've paid the quick loan or you've not paid, the bank will know your credit history. You understand? Now borrowing will be less. This is the future. This is how I always stand by the decision that, in fact, what government is doing, it is not something that they just sat down and dreamt of. It's something that is a definite plan that will see Ghana going forward. Okay. You understand? Now, if the bank knows your credit history and you have a very good credit record, now the money that you and I, granted I go and borrow there and I don't pay my loans, you and I will not have the same risk benefit, risk calculation. You understand? You and I will not have the same thing because you have a better record of paying your loans better than myself. This is what we are doing. And when all these things are streamlined properly like we are making it to, we will all realize it. And he himself will come here and attest to it. Granted, is not doing pettiness in the politics that we are doing. The fact of the matter is that Ghana's economy is better than before. We are doing everything that we are supposed to do as a government. And it's a fact. You can laugh about it, but it's a fact.
Okay, all right. So we've taken that from Mr. Bernard Amo, and all too soon our time will not permit us to go any further. But to do diligence to the discussion, I just want to give them one minute to wrap up their final comments on both subjects that we've discussed so far. So, yes, Mr. Mali,
he claimed that brains run the country. I agree. But if it comes to that brains, MPP are completely out of that brain sector. You see, Harbour and Baumia's claim even exposes how liar he is. It was on your manifesto. And President Akufo-Addo went to tackle at the Cape Coast and said he didn't know. Really? The same Baumia claimant is he don't read. Did the president read the book? Have you seen who he has exposed? The burden of proof still lies on you people. And you know something? We should not entertain MPP in their insulting spree. You sit here and claim that before 2016 or 17, Ghana was going to what and what. Look, no wonder they are afraid of the e-book, the NDC green book. Have you seen it? The cameras can pick it. Have you seen this column? This is an e-government platform. And this is how it looked like at the time. Or this is how it was. Let me tell you some of the things that the e-platform catered at that time, the problem it was coming to solve. In fact, we launched the national emergency number 112. That national emergency number 112 was launched by the NDC. It was part of our digitization of the country's agenda. And now see the things we're using that the e-paid government, the e-government platform to do. I will just mention them. That's the government online services. It serves as a one-stop platform for companies to do pilot. Minerals, so the passport office will use it. Driver licenses will use it. Archive and Responsible Assembly, Food and Drugs Authority, Ghana Tourism Authority, National Communication Authority, Ghana Police Service, Ghana Minerals Commission, National Identification Authority (NIA) was part of it. National Information Technology Agency (NITA), NITA. These are all these things. And then we had, the e-workplace platform, e-cabinet, e-health, e-automated tax system, e-registration, e-immigration, and everything was there. Okay? So don't come and claim that you are getting something new. And indeed, we built the infrastructure before. So, the national data center, what do you call the data? Where do you serve? What do you store them?
According to the green book, according to the green book, everything
was there.
Okay, so Mr. Bernard,
to tell our story.
Okay, all right. That is because of that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Kingsley Amaleba. Mr. Bernard, your platform, please. Let's go.
Okay. Whilst he was reading the green book, he did mention that it will.
No, it will. It has been done.
You did mention it will be. So that's it's a future tense. And this book is full of artist impressions. This book has been discredited long time ago. It will be. I was quiet whilst he was talking, so he should give me that.
Give him that.
Of course. He said it will be. This book has been discredited long time ago. It is full of artist impressions. In fact,
Mr. Maliba, please.
You said it will be.
Please allow
today.
Please.
Show what artistic impression we
have e-judiciary.
Alright.
We have a working. Granted, whatever you are saying is true. We have one that actually works. I'm only telling you, granted what you are saying is true. I don't have the time to open a green book and show you because that book has been discredited. Please, my 1 minute. You know he has obstructed me. Please let me have my 1 minute.
So you just 10 seconds. Just yes, unfortunately, it's the time. The time doesn't wait. Unfortunately, the time will not wait.
The truth of the matter is that the truth of the matter is that we have a working system, not the 1-2-1-1-2, whatever he's saying. And then he did mention that in the green book it will be, which is the future sense, and did not demonstrate that it was working at the time. It was if we were working. Why are we starting it now?
All right.
Please, it is not a statement of fact.
Okay, Mr.
Thank you. The green book is always discredited.
Thank you very much, viewers. I know you have either taken a point or two there, or you are scribbling down something. Whatever it is, we will be here with the same team, not the same people, but the same team, communication team of the NPP and the NDC to discuss on the newspaper headlines tomorrow. It is not yet over. It's still AM Ghana, and we are bringing you more from the Rwanda month. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at the work premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
CB women capsules now. I'm not correct. Why your best mankasa? That's it. Who anyone? Oh, middle. You capsules about one CB men capsules. Missy CB men capsules in America. Yeah, you CB men and women's capsules now. You knew the dada. And 1 year packaging I had the pepper. Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wakodo when peggy. Share a painful, any about town man for that no for. Any for that won't be and come home. Susanna, Ghana man, Tamasi.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750.
FDA aje edwedin kato yato.
Malaria and tea. You are yet more bono. Malaria, therefore, yao. Enti awo. Ashrin customers. One is a mammy, smart. Upper CB Malakio. A man buyer or the eco school. Share. sɛ aduane si bɛri market akyi ni malaria nti a ontimi ni
onia ɛntena hɔ ɛma w'ani biara to wo sɛ woyɛ malaria test na ebi wɔ mu a ɛdura bɛgye wa ɛne sibi malagio yɛdi nuna ne hahama na akeka bom asɔne so ayɛ sibi malagio ɛdura wɔ nso deɛ ɛnyɛ nyonkra o ɛyɛ tata hye
ɛduro yi nyɛ ma apemfoɔ abaate a wɔma wɔn manufoɔ ɛne nkwadaa a wɔn mfie dumia
Suziana wa ɔwɔde wunyɛ
FDA ahwehwɛ saa egyedie nkrato yi mu agye ato mu sɛ ɛyɛ.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.